More than $72,000. That is the annual difference between accepting a contract at $46 per work RVU versus negotiating $256 at median EM production of 7,207 work RVUs. Most emergency physicians leave this on the table because they negotiate verbally, informally, or not at all. Here's what happens when you negotiate verbally. You discuss changes with a recruiter or department chair. They agree to look into it. 2 weeks later, the contract arrives unchanged. You mention the conversation. They have no record of it. You are back to square one, except now you look disorganized. Written counteroffers solve this entirely. They create documentation. They signal preparation and seriousness. They prevent the "we never discussed that" conversation at signing. And they produce better outcomes because they force the other side to respond to specific terms with specific language. Every effective written counteroffer has 4 components. Part 1. The opening. Affirm your interest in the position. Establish that you have reviewed benchmark data. This frames you as someone negotiating from market reality, not emotion. Part 2. Specific asks. List each term you want changed with your exact proposed language. Not, "I would like a higher rate." The actual number, the actual clause reference. Part 3. The rationale. 1 sentence of data per ask. Part 4. The close. Your timeline for a response and the proposed next step. Focus on these 6 terms in priority order. First, compensation. The 2025 national median is $56.09 per work RVU across all EM employers. Community hospital employed range is 55 to 70. Large CMGs typically pay 50 to 65. If you are hourly, benchmark to the effective hourly of approximately $230 at a standard community schedule. Second, signing bonus and clawback terms. Hospital-employed sign-ons run $50,000 to $150,000. CMG community positions, $25,000 to $75,000. Rural and high need, $100,000 to $250,000. Push for prorated clawback and negotiate the proration start date to begin after credentialing. Third, tail coverage on termination without cause. This costs $30,000 to $60,000 for 3-year employment. If you are terminated without cause, you should not bear this expense. Fourth, non-compete radius and duration. Standard EM language runs 20 to 30 miles for 1 to 2 years. Request a termination without cause carve-out explicitly. Fifth, CME allowance. Market range runs $3,000 to $10,000 annually. Sixth, shift differentials for nights, weekends, and holidays. 3 things should never appear in a written counter. Anything you are not prepared to walk away from not getting. Emotional language. Multiple rounds of escalating asks. Your first written counter should include everything material. When they say, "We do not negotiate the standard agreement," they are testing whether you will accept that framing. Your response. I understand this is your standard template. Compensation terms, however, are always position-specific based on market conditions. I am asking for adjustments that reflect current EM benchmarks. Strategic sequencing. Lead with items most likely to move. CME allowance, sign-on bonus structure, and non-compete radius often have flexibility. Once they have agreed to 2 items, refusing a third feels inconsistent on their end. The math that justifies the effort. At median production, a $10 per work RVU gap equals $72,070 annually. A $20 gap is $144,140 per year. Over a 3-year contract, a $10 gap is $216,000. A $20 gap is $432,000. One written counteroffer, structured correctly, takes 45 minutes to draft. The return on that effort is not a rounding error. Know your position before you put it in writing. Run your contract through the ClauseLine analyzer at clauseline.com/analyzer.